This is Cherokee with Tarot coming to you with the first ever Tarot Mukbang.
I need affection like a lazy sugar baby. Need confections, new beginnings with the feelings are the dopest. My confession.
Tarot. Look how ghetto my mic situation is. I had to engineer a mic stand because I didn't buy one for this little mic. I don't even know if it exists. Look. Let's get started. Hi y'all, this is Cherokee with Tarot coming to you with the first ever Tarot Mukbang video for Tribe. That's me. So we're gonna talk about me and the cards that I've pulled for myself this past week and what they meant to me and how they played out at when I went out or whatever. Mm, mm, it's so good. I've seen other tarot readers do tarot mukbangs, and there wasn't many. And so I said I want to do it a little differently. This is Tarot Bubba. I just obviously I'm not going to be able to pull cards and eat at the same time, so I'm just gonna reflect on the cards that I pulled for myself before I went out. So over the weekend, I decided, you know what? I just felt so excited. I felt so rejuvenated. Like I went on a retreat somewhere and sat with monks and didn't talk for days and then fasted and some emotional fast, food fast, and just an amazing feeling of just a burst of energy. And I'm like, yo, I want to go do something.
I don't know if I like how I look when I eat.
So I asked the cards, and I'm going to post a spread of the cards.
How can you possibly eat good food and talk at the same time? I don't get
I
it.
asked the cards, you know, what's the play? I'm like, yo, what's the play for the evening? And I got the Justice card, and I'm working with the toothache. I think you can even see it's kind of swollen. Maybe that's just my face. I got the Judgment card. No, I got the Justice card. I got the Sun card, the Eight of Wands card, the Knight of Swords, no, the Page of Swords. I'm gonna look at the spread. 1 second. I'm back. So I got the Justice card, the Four of Wands card, the Eight of Wands card, and the Wheel of Fortune card. And I think that covers all the cards. I can't whisper the whole time. That's crazy. So I said, okay, my interpretation off of it was go the hell out, because the Sun card was like, yeah, whatever you do, yo, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels are going to co-sign. So go out. So I already knew if I go out or stay home, it was going to be lit regardless, because I intended to have an amazing time. Oh my God, this is so good. Yeah, so the Sun card was basically...
It was at this point that I realized this wasn't going to work out.
saying to...
In hindsight, it makes complete sense why I couldn't find a lot of tarot mukbang videos. Look at me.
It's so good. It's so hard to focus. The Sun card was basically saying to go out and enjoy myself. And then with the Justice card, it was just like, I felt like I was going to meet someone like a paralegal. And I was like, oh, he going to buy me drinks at the bar. And everything that's happening throughout the night is just gonna work in my favor, and just to like go with the flow of things, not against the flow. Because usually I be standoffish when I go out a little bit. Like I don't be want nobody like bothering me. I just want to have my little drink, my bottle, whatever I buy. Usually just a drink, because I usually have a bottle in my car. Well, not in my car per se, but like drink my little wine before I go, so I don't waste money. This mukbang shit is hard. Like talking and eating at the same time. When I like food, like the food be good, it's hard to fucking like talk and eat. Like, so the justice card was basically saying the night is gonna work out how it's supposed to. Mm. Um, go with the flow. I said the Eight of Wands card is saying that I was probably gonna be club hopping, of which that's what I had intended to do. I wasn't really going clubbing like bar hopping, because I don't really like the club environment. So I don't know what the fuck that was about. So I was like, okay, I'm club hopping. I'm gonna have a good old time. Meet me a lawyer. He gonna buy me some drinks. We gonna politic, whatever, whatever. And then the Four of Wands card is just like saying, I may have recently, whatever situation that I'm in, like it's gonna get better, and just have a good time and appreciate it for what it is. It was just a happy ass reading. So even when I was going through my uncomfortable stage of like switching, like what do you call it? Like switching out on my plans. I be switching out on my own plans. Like, which I ain't going no more. Now I was ready to switch out. But seeing that spread, I was just like, no, I'm gonna go. I'm going. Also in that spread was the Page of Swords card, and I'm like, there's gonna be some dope conversations. Some like a lot of good conversations. And that's what I was just looking forward to. And I went to the Blue Martini, and I've never been to the Blue Martini before. And I just decided to go there because I wanted to go somewhere that was like, upscale, valet, all that. I wish I did not valet, because it would be different if it was raining. But I'm like, the night is nice and young. Ain't no rain in sight. And the garage is literally on the same building. And I got a parking spot like right next to it. Like I walked like probably 100 feet. So I wanted to go to this other party that my friend told me about that was in Miami. But I decided against going there because I said I'm gonna just go there on my birthday. And plus, Miami in my mind was underwater because they said a lot of places were flooded, like downtown, and it's in Overtown. I forgot the name of the party, but it's like a whole bunch of people with like locks that be there, this Afrocentric, Afro music, and all that. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go there. But it was 37 minutes away, and I'm like, that'd be real fucked up that I drive 37 minutes away to sink my car. So I said, let me just be smart. And then I was trying to decide between the Blue Martini and an Irish pub. And I'm like, you know what? It sound like I'll probably go in there and I'll be the only black person there. I'm not on that. So I said, fuck that. I'm not going to the Irish pub. So then there was this other little spot that I found on my little event app, but I didn't see no reviews about the party or nothing. I couldn't find no social media presence for the party. So I was like, I'm not going there. So the Blue Martini won. I'm full. So I go to the Blue Martini. I get out, park my car. Didn't have to pay to park. That was amazing. Did have to pay to get in though. I thought it was like a restaurant. You just walk in and there's a club or something. But it's not expensive. It's $10. And the conversation was great starting at the door. Like, it was like these white dudes that looked like Johnny Bravo. And that's why I was like, oh, this is the Page of Swords. Because as soon as I get to the door, I was like, I've never been here before, so I don't really know how this works. And he was like, what? You've never been here before? Then he sized me. He's like, let me tell you about it. He was like, there's a bar in the front, there's a bar in the back, there's a bar in the middle. There's a dance floor and live music, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, he was like, it's $10 to get in. And he was like, I love your hair or your aesthetic or whatever the fuck he said. Cause I was drinking wine before I got there, so I was a little lit. Anyway, I'm like, thank you. So then, so I go inside. I thank him. And then what really got me was when you pay with your card at the door, it prints a receipt if you want a receipt, and there's a tip space. Like, I'm like, I'm not fucking tipping you because I'm what? Here's a tip. Don't put no tip on no entry fee. Are you dumb? I put my hair up in the bathroom. So I wanted to get my hair off my back and it'll look way better with it being up anyway. And I couldn't put it up before I left the crib because my car is low. Like, I can't keep a high hairstyle in the car. It'll be tough to drive and all kind of shit. So I goes to the bathroom and then there's a little Haitian lady sitting in there handing out paper towels. She was so kind. And she was laughing at me struggling with my hair because I had put it up in the perfect palm tree. Then that bitch fell. And I looked right at her because she was watching me the whole time. I'm like, that shit fell because she was looking at me. But, I had a little conversation with her. And I was like, have a good night, mommy. She said, have a good night. And I left. So I get out in the open once again. And I don't have no drink. This is like, my mukbang is getting on my nerves. I'm going to speed this fucking story up because it's getting on my nerves. Anyway, so I get out, got the drink, then finished the drink. And then I was just walking around and dancing in different spots, just finding my little groove. So I started dancing in this little spot that I found to the band or whatever on stage. Then this dude that looked like Tony Soprano, he looked like the Godfather actually. White hair and shit, suit. The only thing that met, he just looked like a dude, like a suit. He just looked like a suit. And he was just dancing with me or whatever. He asked me if I wanted to drink. I said no. He asked me if I was here at anyone. I said no. He said he didn't want to believe it. He said he loves the way I move my body. So that's Page of Swords. Mind you, also Eight of Wands, because instead of me bar hopping, like I said, I stayed at that one spot and I was just moving all around the club, just looking for my vibe. Well, I am my vibe, but I was just looking for my little vibe, my little section. So this Tony Soprano looking cat, he was like my buddy throughout the entire night. He'll leave and he'll come back to make sure I'm straight. Offer me a drink. I said no. I told him no because he was just giving the vibe like if he bought me a drink, he would come with the drink. But he turned out not to be that person. I danced with him for a little while. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to dance on myself now. He was like, okay, okay. And he left and started dancing with some white ladies. So I found me another spot away from them. And then this other dude came up to me telling me a story about calling some other nigga a lame. And he looked lame too. He looked like Indian or something. And he looked like he could be in my family. Like he had like the same skin tones, same hair texture and everything, but more Indian, like India. And he just made a joke. He was like, you see that guy over there? Um, he was trying to dance with this chick earlier on and she pushed him away. he was like, and the guy was now dancing with another chick. And he was like basically saying that chick that he's dancing with right now must be drunk. So I'm looking at him like, so I was like, why? Because she's dancing with him. I was like, maybe that's her type. So I kind of said it in like an annoyed way. And he was like, you right. Or she might be drunk. Ha 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 ha. And I was just like, ha ha. And laugh it off. He offered me a drink. So I said, hell yeah. I want you to buy me a drink.
Dumbass.
So we go over to the bar. This is still Page of Swords energy. And he's asking me, what do I do? Whatever, whatever. I'm just going through my resume of things that I do. And then I was like, I can give you a reading. And I gave him my business card. He was like, oh, yeah, that's great. I would love a reading. Then he was like, he's a banker, a broker, or some banking broker or something, Wall Street for a bank, some shit. And I was like, that's kind of tied to my justice card, I guess. So I was like, oh, you're good with numbers. He was like, very. And he was like, I'm going to Paris next week or some shit. And he was just telling me about like properties he had and blah blah blah. I won't even get into the conversation because honestly I don't remember half of it. This story is very difficult to tell while I'm eating because I'm really enjoying my food. So I don't know how much longer I can do this motherfucking mukbang. Fuck this shit. Cause I'm gonna just talk to y'all straight up because this is difficult to try to talk, eat, do all that shit. That shit is so disrespectful to be talking and eating at the same time. Anyway, that shit usually work my motherfucking nerves. I got food all in my teeth. You hear me taking it out. Okay, so back to this broker dude. So the broker dude, I didn't want to talk to him for much longer because I realized what kind of individual he was. And he was flighty, just like the eight of Wands card. He was just like, he put his arm around me and it kind of brushed against my ass. And I was like, don't let that happen again. And he was like, I'm so sorry. So maybe that's what the justice card was. That's me addressing feeling uncomfortable just because you bought me Patron. Don't mean that you could rub on my ass, bitch. So that's how that was. But with the Four of Wands, I'm like, I'm not going to let that mess up my night. So look at this contraption, y'all. Look at this shit. I'm very, very handy, but I'm finna buy a real mic stand from a little mic. I'm gonna get a real mic actually and a better setup. Like if y'all knew what the fuck I would, this is hood, but I wanted to sit on the floor, so I made it happen. Yeah, so basically he thought because he bought me a drink, he could cop a feel, which he was like hella fucking disrespectful, and I had to check dude. So when I checked him, he was like apologetic, and he was just like, he gonna go look for his friend and he'll find me, before he leaves at the end of the night. But I already knew he wasn't gonna try to find me because he wasn't prepared for me to say that. He must have thought I was like hired help or some shit, or I was one of them girls that sell pussy. I don't know what he fucking thought, but bitch, I wasn't one of them. So Eight of Wands energy again, and I moved around to another part facing the band and found my own little VIP section set up. And I was just dancing my ass off. They was playing all the hits. Another dude walked up to me. He's way older. And it was so interesting. This is the most interesting conversation of the night because it just so happens that he worked for my ex. And I found this out in the midst of our conversation, of which I'm not going to get into the details of it. However, not complete details, but basically he was like, oh, now I'm off limits because he works for my ex. And I was just like, I was off limits regardless because I'm not attracted to you. But I was thinking that in my mind. I didn't say that out loud. I was just like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I'm not attracted to you. It was just weird because he has the same name as my dad. And I kept meeting people throughout the night that had names of my family members. So this dude was named after my not after my dad, but was named the same name as my dad. The dude who tried to cop a field was the same name as my brother. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it was so connected, but the message that I got throughout the night is just to go with the flow and allow people to be who they are in that moment so you can see their truth instead of trying to pull it out of them. A lot of times we be so quick to get to the answer that we don't allow people to just be who they are, because we create like false narratives for them and then keep them around longer than they're supposed to, when you can really read into a situation. Not really hard, because people show who they are. Even when they putting up a front, you still see through the bullshit. So my night overall, even though there were little bouts of bullshit, was an amazing night because I met amazing people who genuinely wanted to be around me. The dude who's named after my dad, he was like, we're taking shots. Like the band and the bartender were taking shots. I was like, okay, that's what's up. That's good for y'all. And then he was like, no, we're taking shots. I was like, oh, I'm coming with you. He was like, yeah, you're on my tab. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. He was like, oh, yeah, you could be on my tab whenever you come here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we went, took some Patron shots. It was an amazing night. And I think overall what I was supposed to pull from that is to get out of my comfort zone and to be communicative, speak up, and be open and aware and alert. So you guys, that is all that I have. I am going to do better. I don't think this whole tarot mukbang shit works. That shit is a doozy. But this shit is good. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, comment.
Second guessing is for snitches deliberating in their mind. Ain't no telling when my patience will be running out of time. I'm a felon killing when they